lectures for CS8591 computer network, Unit 5 application layer, and we will see the title World Wide Web WWW. It was first proposed by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989 at CERN. CERN is an European organization for nuclear research, and the commercial web started in 1990, and it is actually a repository of information in which all the documents can be stored, and it is called as web pages and are distributed all over the world, and the related documents are linked together. So the popularity and the growth of web can be related to two terms, mainly two terms. One is distributed, another one is linked. Distributed means it allows the growth of the web, and each web server in the world can add a new web page to the repository and announce it to all other internet users without overloading a few servers. Next one is, so if one document is in one server, another document is in another server, this linking can allow one web page to refer another web page stored in another server. And the linking of web pages was achieved using a concept called hypertext. If it is a text document, it is hypertext. If it is an image, audio or video file, it is called as hypermedia. And the uses of this WWW is, the purpose of the web has gone beyond simple retrieving of linked documents. The web is used to provide electronic shopping and gaming, and it is used to listen radio programs or to view television programs. So today WWW is a distributed client server service in which the client using a browser can access the service using a server. So the service provided is a distributed over many locations called sites, websites. So each website holds one or more web pages. Each page can contain some links to other web pages in the same website or other website. A web page can be a simple one or a composite one. A simple web page has no links to other web pages. In a composite web page has one or more links to other web pages. Each web page is a file with a name and address. So for example, we need to retrieve a document that contains one reference to the another text file and one reference is to a large image, right? So this diagram shows how we are going to retrieve the document. So this is client and this is website 1 and this is website 2. So that one text document is in site 1 and one image document is also in this, and another document is in the site 2. So the main document and the image are stored in two separate files, file A and file B, in the same website, right? The referenced text file, file C, is stored in another site. Since we are dealing with three different files, we need three transactions. So to retrieve, to want to see all the whole document, right? So first one will give the request from client to site 1 to retrieve the first document A. So it gives the response, and again we are giving request 2 to retrieve this image document B from site 1, we get the response, and the next one we have to give the request 3 to the website 2 for retrieving the document C. So total we can retrieve the whole document by giving 3 request signals. Then web client, that is your browser. So browser, each browser consists of 3 parts. One is controller, another one is client protocols, the last one, third one is interpreter. So this diagram consists of controller, this yellow color is called as controller, and these are the client protocols, and this is the interpreters, right? The controller receives the information from the keyboard or any input device and uses the client programs to access the document. So after the document has been accessed, the controller uses one of the interpreter to display the document on the screen, right? The client protocols are HTTP, right? FTP, file transfer protocol, SSH, secure shell, then SMTP. It may be a simple mail transfer protocol. Any protocol we can use. The client protocol can be any one of the protocol. And the last one is interpreters. The interpreters can be a HTML, Java, JavaScript, or it may be any type of document, right? So this interpreter will display the document on the screen. Some commercial browsers include Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator and Firefox. One is web server. The web page is stored at the server. So each time a request arrives, the corresponding document is sent to the client. To improve efficiency, server normally store requested files in a cache in memory. Memory is faster to access than a disk. A server can also become more efficient through multi-threading or multiprocessing. So a server can answer more than one request at a time. Some popular web servers are Apache server and Microsoft Internet Information Server. Then URL. How we are going to identify that is called as uniform resource locator. A web page as a file needs to have unique identifier to distinguish from other web pages. So to define a web page, we need 4 identifiers. First one is protocol, second one is host, third one is port number, then path. So the first is used to fetch the web page, and the last 3, host, port and path, is used that defines the destination object, that is the destination web page. We will see one by one. First one is protocol. The first identifier is used to access the web page. Although most of the time the protocol is hypertext transfer protocol, that is HTTP, and we can also use FTP, file transfer protocol. Any protocol can be used to fetch the web page. The second one is host. So it is an identifier that can be the IP address of the server or the unique name given to the server. So IP address can be defined in a dotted decimal notation, as you all know, right? So the name is normally the domain name that uniquely defines the host, right? Third one is port. The port is a 16-bit integer. It is a predefined for client server application. For example, if you use HTTP protocol and the well-known port number 80 is used as the port number. If it is a different port, then the number can be explicitly given, right? And the last, fourth one is path. The path identifies the location and the name of the file in the underlying operating system. The format of this identifier normally depends on the operating system. So in Unix, the path is a set of directory names followed by the file name, all separated by /top /next last /my file, right? So this is the path where the file is located. Then web documents, the last one. So the documents can be grouped into 3 broad categories. One is static, second one is dynamic, and the third one is active. So static documents, first one, are fixed content documents that are created and stored in a server. The client can get a copy of the document only. So static documents are prepared using one of the several languages. First one is, it may be a HTML file, hypertext markup language, then XML, extensible markup language, XSL, extensible style language, or it may be a XHTML, extensible hypertext markup language. Dynamic document, right? Dynamic document is created by a web server whenever a browser requests the document. So when the request arrives, the web server runs an application that creates the dynamic document. The server returns the result of the program as a response to the browser that requested the document. So because a fresh document is created for each request, the content of the dynamic document may vary from one request to another request. So then example is common gateway interface, Java server pages, active server pages and structured query language, SQL database in the HTML document. And the last one is active document. So we need to program or to be run at a client side. These are called active documents. For example, suppose we want to run a program that creates animated graphics on the screen or a program that interacts with user. So when a browser requests an active document, the server sends a copy of the document. So then the document is run at the client side. So the example is Java applet and JavaScript are the example for web documents. Thank you.